In the Philippines, the drug problem was just at its incipient stage, with only 20,000 drug users and marijuana as the top choice among the users in the Philippines in the year 1972. This was the drug scenario when Republic Act 6425, otherwise known as the Dangerous Drugs Act of 1972, was approved on March 30 on that year. Following the proclamation of martial law and the promulgation of Presidential Decree No. 44, amending RA 6425, the late President Ferdinand E. Marcos organized the Dangerous Drugs Board on November 14, 1972, under the office of the President. The DDB was mandated to be the policymaking and coordinating agency, as well as the national cleaning house on all matters pertaining to the law enforcement and control of dangerous drugs, treatment and rehabilitation of drug dependents, training and information, research and statistics on the drug problem, and the training of personnel engaged in these activities. In the year 2017, the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency now estimates that there are 4 million drug personalities in the country, the highest figure cited by the administration since launching the drug war last July. This was deduced from the number of houses visited under Oplan Tokhang and the number of surrenderies, pegged at 1.2 million individuals.
In relation to this, we've conducted an interview with the PDEA Director, Lyndon Naspacio, in regards with the statistics of Zamboanga drug users and methods on how they
When does PDEA find it justifiable to use violence when recommending?
To use violence. The general rule is that we only use our firearms in defense of ourselves and in defense of strangers. Meaning, if the suspect becomes a threat to the safety of our operatives and to the safety of the other people during the conduct of operations, we will be forced to use our firearms.
It has been more than a year since the inauguration of President Rodrigo Duterte. Since the start of the war on drugs, the death toll has skyrocketed. Dead bodies of alleged drug users become more and more rampant. Duterte's solution to this drug problem simply brought in another, a murder problem. And who's to say that these drug users aren't victims of murder? But with a high number of deaths also come a high number of surrendered drug users. Being promised to be spared and rehabilitated, thousands of drug users surrender in hopes of a better life. Eager to learn about the condition of the drug addicts who surrendered, me and my crew ventured to a certain rehab center in Zamboanga City, Sunshine Rehab Center. We interview staff and patient alike. These are their stories.
I am Gary. I am now overall program coordinator of the Sunshine Drug Treatment and Rehab Center. I have been overall coordinator for the past 6 years. I am a rehabilitated and former drug addict. I was rehabilitated here at Sunshine in 1999. I started using drugs when I was 13 or 14 years old. And then I just stopped using drugs when I was 27. That was the time when I was rehabilitated.
What programs do you plan and how do you cater to the needs of the patients here in Sunshine?
The Sunshine has, I believe, 4 programs that cater to the needs of our patients. The general program, which applies to that includes the daily set of activities and schedule of our clients. And then we have a family therapy program, which includes the family members to be part of the rehabilitation. We have a tailored program for individualized development, which we call TIPID here, which is basically each client that has a unique specific problem is addressed differently. And then the 4th is the aftercare program, or the work program, which requires clients to be performing work and other skills which they can develop when they go outside from the lab.
So what do you think about Duterte's administration, this war on drugs? Do you think it's doing more good?
I believe, yes. Being a former drug addict myself, I know what happens to a person and his family or her family when he's hooked on drugs. I think the government has, or the Duterte has done a good job in this drug war.
But do you think all this violence is necessary?
It would sometimes siguro media portrays the violence as excessive. I have been on a raid, with a raid I mean, and I have been on the receiving end of a raid countless times. Siguro we have to understand naman the stand of the police then or their situation during a raid. I do not condone police brutality, and I know police brutality happens din naman talaga at certain levels. So, pero not all the time. Because, the police has to be very careful also in conducting those raids or no, so that no one will get hurt from their side, even from the side of those raided.
Ako pala si Pang Ibrahim, drug dependent. So with 3 kids, 8 months na ako dito sa loob.
Violent ba sila yung trato nila sa
Yung ng mga police or
yung police.
usually yung sa akin is yung planted ako. Naka-planted. So wala akong magawa kasi nandun lang talaga sa kasi ang pagkakaalam ko ngayon is accomplishment talaga yung mga ginagawa nila ngayon kasi Duterte na ngayon, government accomplishment talaga yung kahit wala kang ebidensya or talagang hinuhuli ka nila for accomplishment nila.
Yung sinasabi niyo sir, planted sir, ano yung parang sila maglalagay sa inyo?
Yun, sila lalagyan ka talaga ng ebidensya na kahit hindi galing sa iyo.
Paano nila parang pinapagaling kayo sa trauma na naranasan?
Dito, kasi may family therapy, kinakausap pa kung talaga, tsaka may counseling kami na parang spirituality na counseling dyan. So talagang tinutulungan ka rin na araw-araw para mawala yung mga yung mga nakaraan mo. Is talagang i-counseling ka talaga ng staff dito sa
Ano yung masasabi niyo sa Duterte administration ngayon?
Duterte administration, lalo-lalo na sa war on drugs, kasi ang kawawa dun is yung nasa baba, yung mga financier talaga na medyo yung mga big time na is parang hindi nagagalaw. Yung mga financier na yung nagpapadala lang ng pero hindi naman sila nahuhuli. Yun ang mali dun. Pero pag yung mahuli mo yung financier talaga, kasi mawawala talaga yung drugs dito sa loob. Sa Pilipinas. Pero pag hindi pa rin mawawala yung financier, yung kawawa is yung nasa baba. Yung mga maliliitan lang, yung mga konti-konti, yun ang kawawa. Medyo walang kalaban-laban yun, hindi pwedeng galawin lang na, kaya tapos yung mga EJK pa ngayon, pinapatay na lang bigla na walang talagang hindi maganda.
Yeah, I'm 30 years of age, drug dependent, duration about 14 to 15 years, single.
Cause of tukuan, sir, ano masasabi niyo ngayon sa present administration, sa Duterte administration, sir? Cause dito yung opinion.
In my opinion, para sa akin, parang, agree ako sa drugs on wire. Pero yung killing, hindi ako agree. Kasi nga mostly, yung mga nahuhuli, namamatay, sama, frame lang, planted, tsaka mostly yung nagiging biktima, yung mga mababa yung ng buhay, status ng buhay. Kumbaga hindi sa kaso, naikakaso man, pero yung parang wala rin nangyayari.
My name is Ernesto Florendo. I'm the Therapeutic Program Director of Sunshine Drug Treatment Rehabilitation Center.
What is your stand on the drug war, the administration of Duterte?
But more than any other president, he is the most serious about the anti-drugs war. We can We can criticize many things about how it is done, but I think it is better done if there was no program like that.
No program like that. Why do you say that?
Why do you say that? Because now we realize the drug problem is bigger than we think it is. It was, no? And secondly, I think the barangays and the people are now having a kind of sense of fear, so that even addicts, some of them may be, stopping their own drug taking simply because of the fear that they might be either caught, arrested, or killed in the anti-drugs war.
Although they do seem to be surrendering, but do you think it's still does not justify it being right?
You see, we still have to clarify what surrender means.
Okay.
We would like the city government to give us follow-ups on what has happened to the surrenderies, because what does it mean to say, let's say, 100,000 people have surrendered? What has happened to them? Do we have any reports on that? So I think that is something that the government has to look at now.